Welcome to INLANDIA Literary Journeys. I'm John Bender, Metro Editor of the Press Enterprise. I'm here with Katie Porter, Executive Director of INLANDIA Institute, and poet Judy Kronenfeld from Riverside, also a former UCR creative writing teacher. Welcome, Judy. Now,
thank you, John. Katie, hi.
Hi.
So I want to get right to it. You've got a new book out called Shimmering?
Shimmer. Relatively new, 2012. So.
Okay. And you also have another book out, Light Lowering in Diminished Sevenths.
Right, we're both showing this, aren't we?
Okay.
Yeah, this is actually a second edition of a book that was originally published in 2007. So it was taken over by a new press.
And the reason I wanted to bring up your books is because coming up in September, you're teaching a workshop on putting together poetry manuscripts.
That's right, yeah. It's a very Zen-like process. And I enjoyed doing it. It was very both frustrating and exhilarating. So I'm looking forward to sharing what I learned with those who enroll.
And you have a lot of experience putting manuscripts together, right?
Well, yeah.
5 books?
5 books if you count chapbooks, yeah. My first book is ancient. You know, this was published in 1991, Shadow of Wings. And then there was a little chapbook put out by Laguna Poets, the Invisible Press, the Inevitable Press. Gosh, it's been so long I forgot that it was inevitable and not invisible. That was in 2000. And then Finishing Line, 2005, Ghost Nurseries. Finishing Line is a lovely press. They do beautiful editions with all these neat papers. You can't see them, I think, but
and the
very
ribbons.
Nice.
That's one of their signature.
And ribbons, yes, lovely ribbons. They're kind of attractive to hold.
Well, most poets, Judy, have a notebook full of work. They're not connected. How then do you pull all the disparate poems and put them into a manuscript that makes sense or that's a good read?
You're going to scoop my manuscript workshop.
Oh, well, give people a taste of what to expect.
Well, as I said, I think it's a Zen-like process, and one very important thing to remember, which I didn't realize Robert Frost said something about until I read an article by Jeffrey Levine, the editor at Tupelo Press, a press I admire. I just came across this article yesterday. Robert Frost said you have to remember that the manuscript itself, the collection, is a final poem. So that's going to be the guiding thought for the workshop. When you think about what makes a poem, let's say a poem of a little bit of length, not a 2-line poem, work, then you might have to think about some of the same things when you think about pacing, breaths between stanzas, and equivalent things, and how, speaking analogically, when you're putting together a manuscript. So I hope that's enough of a hint, as opposed to scooping the whole thing.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I also note that Katie and you are both in a writing workshop. And
we are.
Some of the discussion, I read an interview that you gave to the Riverside librarian.
Oh, that was some years ago, right?
And you discussed the writing workshop. And so I thought, well, while you're here, I'd ask, what are the advantages of being in a writing workshop?
Well, first and foremost, it encourages writing, which may seem obvious, but sometimes we're so busy with all the other aspects of our lives that if we don't have a workshop to go to, we may not do the final revision on a poem or take a chance on a poem that really only exists as a shadow in the mind. So it's like a deadline. You have to have something, and that is often, for I think many of us, a really good thing because we all have lives that involve other activities besides poetry writing. So that's fabulous. And the other thing is, after many years, or one of the many other things, after many years, we know each other so well that there's an ease and a comfort in our conversations. And that's nice because we don't have to worry about trying to present ourselves in a certain light. We can take some risks, and we can feel really comfortable. I mean, I think a writing workshop of this kind with friends is a place where you feel comfortable. It's not the same as going to an august mentor who is going to, slash through your poems. It really isn't the same. We do give criticism, and criticism is important for us. but we also couch it in friendly terms. And so the absence of, fear and trembling and sickness unto death is a good thing.
So you're not afraid to offer critiques, even things that aren't positive?
Absolutely, but because we're friends, we know that each of us has produced some great work. So it's not as if, we're revealing our total failure if we have a poem that just goes plop. And so that's a really nice thing, I think.
Yeah, I completely agree with that, because having a first reader who knows your work and who understands what you're trying to do with it in the context of your own body of work, I think that really does help. And it helps for me as a writer to see things that I might not otherwise see in my writing.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think each of us has different strengths and almost sort of specialties in a way, and what we notice and what our comments tend to be geared towards, and it works. It works, and it's comfortable. And I don't think everything in a writer's life should be comfortable. I think it's good to be shaken up. But our group, after so many years, 13, right?
Yeah, 13.
Is comfortable, and I think that's a good thing.
Well, and folks will get a taste of it if they sign up for your manuscript workshop. Katie, when is it?
It is September
15th.
15th, I'm sorry.
The 15th, the Sunday the 15th.
And the 22nd.
And the 22nd.
The following
so,
Sunday.
Yeah, so 2 to 4 in the quiet room of the Riverside Main Library downtown.
Correct.
Downstairs, yeah.
Yeah, so that's downstairs.
Well, Judy Kronenfeld, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Katie Porter, thank you.
Thank you.
It's been fun to talk to both of you.
For Inlandia Literary Journeys, I'm John Bender, Metro Editor of the Press Enterprise. For more adventures in literature, look at our blog, localauthors.pe.com, where you also can watch this video and read our column every Tuesday in the Press Enterprise.